It's not lucky. All the way up. Getting a lot of calls these days from people saying their insurance company is going to cancel them if there's any foliage over their house. So I'm doing the best job I can on some of these, but sometimes it gets a little excessive. This is pretty excessive. I'm just getting started on this job. This first lower limb was way back over there, so I had to cut it back. I can't get it completely off the house, but I'm hoping that by raising it up enough and getting some photographs that the insurance company will just hopefully forgive them. That's a weird word. I'm so irritated with the damn insurance companies. We got canceled ourselves. We're stuck with the California Fair Plan, which is not a fair plan. It's about 3 times as expensive for half the coverage, and they don't cover anything but fire. I'm so irritated. I was with Farmers Insurance for 41 years without a claim. Boom, they canceled me. Also, my auto insurance that was with Farmers, it went up. And I called them and asked them why. And they said, oh, it's because you don't have multiple policies with us anymore. I felt like saying, you canceled me. That's what you dropped me like a bomb and then raised my auto insurance because I don't have multiple policies with them now. I don't know what's the matter with this world. So we're setting up here. We've got a lot of interesting things going on. Got a big sycamore overhanging the house. And we've also got this huge oak tree that's hanging way, way over the house. Jorge's setting up, and he opted to get up in the bucket truck and use the pole saw to sort of snag a limb up there with his rope. And he went so far as to get everything all set up, and then he stepped out of the bucket truck and did a quick swing into the tree. I've also got base controls on my bucket truck, so I was able to lower it down and get it out of the way. This shot gives a better idea of just how much foliage is overhanging the house. And we took a tremendous amount out of this tree. On the one hand, the tree was leaning towards the house, and weight reduction was probably a good idea. So at lunchtime, we opted to put up the bright green rope, which works for the Ronin. And after lunch, we set this up to access the tree a little bit faster. Honestly, we don't use this tool often enough, and I don't know why. It's a pretty interesting tool. I'll show you how it works here. So I generally use a Prusik knot on the single rope that I'm ascending as my backup. Jorge asked for a belay, and since he already had his climbing line down there, I gave him a hip belay. You can see how quickly the Ronin gets you back up in the tree and you're back to work. So it takes a little bit of time to set it up because you've got to make the right shot, but I need to use it more and more and more. It's a really valuable tool, and it sure does make things go smoother. Now I want to say a little bit about the rope that you use for the Ronin. You do not use a normal climbing line. It has to be a rope that is approved and is specifically designed to be used for this machine. If you use the wrong kind of rope, it'll just tear it up and it'll just shred it. Are you tied in? No, we actually left it all set up for the next day. And first thing in the morning, it was boom, you're up in the tree, just like that. This was a difficult tree job all the way around because we had a lot of difficult roping to do. I don't have a lot of shots of me working because it was so fast. I really didn't have time to get my camera out. And I don't have a cameraman with me. Sometimes I just set the camera on the ground, but we were just jamming on this job. Had all sorts of windows to worry about too, because it was roping everything down in between this area of glass. I always take a photo of existing damage, like this pane of glass. Ah, this is cool. Great blue heron landed up in a tree while we were there working. I wish it had taken off. I wanted to catch it, but that was the best shot I could get. Magnificent bird, wingspan of about 6 feet. And these are the final shots when we're all done. I believe we took off about 3,000 pounds of weight over this roof. I know it's safer. Let's just hope the insurance company thinks it's okay. I think you're going to find this interesting. I was asked to go on a consultation, and I did this in the afternoon. And what we have is a situation where the neighbor on the other side did some extensive grading, which impacted the roots of these trees. And this is a before picture. I've got a deodar cedar with a trunk measurement of about 32 inches, at DPH at 4 feet, a height of about 65 feet. It's got a spread of about 40 to 45 feet. It's a multi-trunk tree, and it is leaning a little bit more so on this client's yard. We have 2 red cedars here. This one is clearly leaning in the direction of the house. The trunk measurement on this one is about 32 inches. This one here is about 34 inches. This has also got very little foliage on the inside, so it's heavy over in that direction. So if it were to fail, the likelihood would be more that direction. But the roots have all been severed on the opposite side of the fence. These red cedars are about 70 feet tall. There's considerable deadwood on the inside here. But the question was, could they be pruned to make them safer? And the answer is somewhat, but you can't eliminate the damage from all the roots being severed on the other side. So there was a grade change here, and it looks like they've excavated about 24, maybe 30 inches of soil. If you look at the grade change here, it's pretty considerable. And I was told that there are some significant roots that were cut on this side, and clearly the roots had to have been severed on that side. There's also some sort of trenching that went on down there. I see multiple pipes that are down lower, so there was a trench of some sort put in that is likely a drain that takes water out. This property also has a slight downward direction here, and the client has indicated that water does pool up underneath these trees. So how hazardous are they? Hazardous enough to warrant removing them.